I'm gonna go ahead and take this video before I forget. We're here looking at a 2005 Chevy Express fan. You may have seen my other video replacing the thermostat. Turns out it wasn't the thermostat that was bad. Turns out it was the fan clutch. What the fan clutch is to cool the engine. Mine was spinning freely. Pretty much it was just toast. So I got a new one I'm gonna stick on. To kind of show you guys how you got to do that. First things first, I've got everything off right now. We moved over the reservoir for the coolant, took off the air box, which is on just by 2 screws and a clamp, and then we pulled off the shroud, which was kind of a bugger to get out because I left everything on that you can see on, so I had to tug on it pretty good to get it out. I removed this piece. Goes over the top of this, the belt hook's on. You do not need to remove that. I was just kind of taking a look at things. Couple tricks you're going to see here to be able to break the fan clutch loose once you get to the fan clutch. Before I move on, you got 4 screws on each side holding on the shroud to get the shroud off. All right. This is kind of, I took it off so you guys could see how this works. There's these 4 bolts right here that hold that bowl on there. It made my life way easier. I went ahead and removed one of the bolts and stuck a wrench or screwdriver, or whatever you want to call it, inside this, because when you try and wrench off your fan clutch with a big wrench like that guy, this bolt is connected onto these threads and it wants to spin them both at the same time. So you'll just sit there and spin circles, spin circles, spin circles. So by removing one bolt and stuffing this guy in, it holds it in place so I can break the fan clutch loose. And as simple as that, made it pretty easy. I'm taking a slight pause on the video just because I'm going to go ahead and go grab a serpentine belt from AutoZone, since this one's kind of crusty and we've got a really easy opportunity to replace it. It's only going to cost 30 bucks. But if you're wondering about tools and what you need, I want to say a 10mm socket. It was used on pretty much everything. These 2 front bolts, the bolts along the shroud, and I think this is an 8mm or screwdriver to get that off. Over here was another 10mm holding this guy on. Other than that, pretty simple. Once you get that stupid shroud out and the fan clutch broke loose, it's a pretty simple job. I'll show you what it looks like when I get it all put back together with the new fan clutch. Alrighty, so I got the new belt on. I went and put this cup back on. Can't really tell, I've still got the Allen wrench inside there. You only need to pull off 1 screw to be able to stick it through the hole. And for those of you who have never switched to serpentine belt or need to release tension on a serpentine belt, there's a little square right there. Stick it in and it'll move down and loosen the tension. Pretty simple. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting it back together, and we'll go from there. Clutch installed. Obviously screwed the fan on to the new fan clutch outside the vehicle, and then we installed the new fan clutch back on. As far as cranking it goes, I just realized, at least with the tool from AutoZone, I mean, if you're all the way up to here, you can get 1 full range of motion all the way down to where it hits down here. Pull it out, stick it back in at the very top, and do the same thing. It takes a while, but it's kind of the easiest because you're not going back and forth. What needs to happen now is I need to get this Allen wrench out of here, and then from there, once I get the Allen wrench out, I gotta reach back behind there, which it's pretty tough. Reach back behind there and screw that last bolt in right there. So you can see the other one right there. The last one goes right there, so I gotta get the Allen wrench out, screw the last one in. I think it's a 13mm wrench, if I'm not mistaken. I'll get it screwed on, and then from there, try and get that shroud to fit back through there again, which it was a toughie to take out, so we'll see what happens. We'll go from there.